portions of TV23's internet provided by SWKO Wireless Internet. Covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to High Plains Today on this Tuesday, August 16th, 2016. On today's show, I'm going to be joined by Rosemary Corbett. She is a board member and volunteer with the Kansas Honor Flight. This should be a neat interview. In the meantime, we're going to take a look at some happenings. Garden City man initially charged with attempted first-degree murder has accepted a plea agreement in connection with an attempted shooting last November and has been released pending sentencing. 33-year-old Victor Arriaga pleaded no contest to conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and aggravated battery as a part of a plea agreement with the Finney County Attorney's Office. Arriaga originally pleaded not guilty March 28th to attempted first-degree murder, criminal discharge of a firearm, criminal threat, and aggravated battery. Arriaga was released that same day on an own recognizance bond. And be warned that during the period from August 18th through Labor Day, September 5th, over 150 local and state police agencies across the state will be involved in a crackdown aimed at removing drunk, drugged, and other dangerous drivers from the roadways. Now, billed as You Drink, You Drive, You Lose, the enforcement is underwritten by a grant from the Kansas Department of Transportation. Kansas averages 4 persons injured every day and 1 person killed every 3 days in crashes where at least one of the drivers involved is impaired by alcohol and or another drug. Now, according to KDOT, crashes involving impaired drivers are likely to be much more severe than other crashes. And recently appointed 26th District Magistrate Judge Stephen Santala was sworn in yesterday at a ceremony at the Haskell County Courthouse here in Sublette. Now, the ceremony was conducted by 26th District Chief Judge Bradley Ambrosier. Santala, who is from Satana, won the Republican primary race for the position in the August 2nd primary election. The next day, Governor Sam Brownback announced he was appointing Santala to the position. Santala is running unopposed in the November general election. Now, he will fill the vacancy created by the resignation of District Magistrate Judge Tommy Webb. The 26th District is comprised of Grant, Haskell, Morton, Seward, Stanton, and Stevens counties. And the Garden City Commission will discuss issuing $2 million in general obligation bonds to finance some capital improvements and $20 million in industrial revenue bonds for a senior living project this afternoon at their meeting at the City Administrative Center. Now, the capital improvements include a project to reconstruct a portion of Kansas Avenue from 350 feet west of Crestway Drive to 550 feet east of Crestway Drive, buying a new ladder truck for the Central Fire Station, and paying for the city's share of improvements at the Garden City Regional Airport. Now, the industrial revenue bonds would be used for Phase 1 of the Ranch House Senior Living Development, a senior housing complex being built at 2802 North Campus Drive. And Governor Brownback's administration is asking state agencies to show how they would deal with a 5% cut during the next budget cycle. The request to agencies comes as the budgeting process begins to grind into gear before January, when Brownback will send a budget to lawmakers. Now, while it is unknown what Brownback will propose, the administration's quest for information on a 5% reduction versus current spending levels suggests the governor may be eyeing significant decreases to keep expenditures and revenues aligned. Now, the legislature may not be in the mood for such a sharp cut without taking a look at taxes. Both the House and Senate will include a number of freshman moderate Republicans who campaigned on adjusting the state's tax policy. And don't forget, we're going to give away our cup again this week. You want one of these babies, all you got to do is enter cup at kdgltv.com, or you can send us a postcard, TV23, KDGL, P.O. Box 447, Sublette, America 67877. When you send us that info, give us your name and address so we know where to send this. We'll be drawn for one of these on Thursday. Stick around, be back with, hey, we got some cool weather rolling in towards the end of the week right after this.
You're watching High Plains Today on TV23 with host Chris Jewell. TV23's internet service and 4G live streaming. Provided by United Wireless. Coverage you deserve. Service you expect. United Wireless.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers. Right now.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Now, the local weather forecast for the High Plains.
Lots of sunshine out there as we look out to the northwest. TV23 Tower Cam. Now, there are a few clouds way out to the north, but those aren't on the screen right now. Looking at the readings here at the station right now, it's 84 degrees, relative humidity 44%, winds are out of the southwest at 5. Barometric pressure is holding steady. Let's take a look at the current temperatures around the viewing area. Look at this, Medicine Lodge only at 75 degrees. Liberal is up to 90, Guyman at 91. Everybody else pretty much in the mid to upper 80s. Now looking at the current dew points, everybody is in the 50s except you get over to Medicine Lodge there at 63. Current winds, there's not a lot of wind out there. There was a little bit of wind yesterday, a little bit this morning, but not too bad. Most of the winds are out of the west, southwest. You get up to Garden City, though, not much wind there yet. Variable at the airport. Speaking of the Garden City Regional Airport, let's take a look at our highs and lows. We did get to 90 degrees yesterday. 106 back in 1983. That was a warm day. Looking at our lows, it did get to 59 yesterday. Ooh, that's nice. 50 back in 1979. No new moisture in the bucket. Taking a look at our forecast for today. 94 degrees. Winds will be out of the south at 11, and then tonight mostly clear. A low of 62. Winds will still be out of the south at about 11 miles an hour. Going to cool off a little bit. Tomorrow's high only 90. Lots of sunshine. Southerly winds at about 13. That is not too bad either. 63 for the overnight low tomorrow night. Lots of no clouds. South-southeast winds at 13. Look at this. We get into the 7-day. We got lots of sunshine up through Thursday. Then the temperatures start to drop off. We do have a 40% chance of rain on Friday. A high of 87. Look at that. The high on Saturday going to be 78 degrees. Lows on Friday and Saturday of 58. Then it's going to start to warm back up as we get into next week on Monday. That's a look at the weather. Be back with the markets in Rosemary after this.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs? Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on a sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers. First pitch is fouled between back
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Turn here. There. Excuse me.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back. I'm now joined in studio by Rosemary Corbett. She is a member and volunteer with Kansas Honor Flight. Hi, Rosemary.
Hi, Chris.
Now, we were talking before we went on the air. This is a cool deal.
Well, we like it. We think so.
Okay, so Kansas Honor Flight is a part of
The National Honor Flight Network.
Okay.
We are called a hub.
You're a hub.
a hub.
A hub. Okay. So, but what you guys do is you provide flights, airfare for World War II, Korean, and Vietnam veterans to Washington, D.C., correct?
Yes, at no cost to them. And that money is raised from a grateful public only. We have nobody giving us any money, funded anyway.
That's the important part is you guys get no federal money or anything. I
Yes.
mean, this is, you don't get paid. You're a volunteer. Everybody that goes on these flights, it helps is are volunteers.
Yes.
But now if somebody wants to go with one of the veterans as a guardian or something like that, then now they pay, right?
Yes.
But it's not, I mean, is it kind of a...
It's $700, and it's been that for several years.
Well, that's pretty good flying. And most of your flights go out of Wichita?
We always fly out of Wichita.
Okay. Because National Honor Flight Network, did I get that right? Now, they have partnered with Southwest Airlines, kind of stepped up to help out with getting all these veterans to Washington, D.C., right? And so far, in the last 4 years, I think Kansas, you've sent over 1,100 veterans to Washington. That's a lot of veterans.
Yes, and a lot of money.
It is. It is that too. All right. So, how do you go about finding these veterans and to find out if they're interested in going on one of these flights to Washington?
Well, there's so many ways. Most of the time, a child or their spouse will talk to them and get them signed up. We also have, we have fundraisers, and they come and find out about it and say, okay, that sounds pretty good. We also give our veterans that go a mission. We said, now your mission is to go out and recruit more people. Tell your friends, tell your buddies, get them signed up.
So the majority now, we're covering, man, a lot of those World War II veterans. What were you telling me? They're all 89 or older?
Yes.
Wow. Now, is it hard to get some of these guys to go? I mean, is there a little persuading to do to get these guys to go to Washington?
Yes. Some of them don't like to fly, so, we can't fix that. And some of them don't think that they seem like they don't feel like they're worthy of the trip because they weren't in the battlefields. They may have been a clerk or whatever. But our motto is, if you sign the dotted line, then
if you served, you're eligible to go.
Yes.
I mean, you might have been back behind the lines doing stuff, but that was still vital.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is a time frame that we have, and that is on the website, and you can get that when they served off their DD 214.
And you can find that at kansashonorflight.org if you want any more information about Kansas Honor Flight. Okay, now this is a statewide organization, correct?
Yes.
And you, pretty much, we were discussing, you are pretty much the only volunteer right now west of Great Bend.
Yes.
For Western Kansas, this is your lady. If you have any interest in Kansas Honor Flights, you need to get a hold of her and help her out. So when you get these guys to Washington, whether they be World War II, Korean, Vietnam, I'm assuming when you get there, I mean, you go to the National Mall, and of course you visit those 3 war memorials. What else do you do while you're there?
We also fit in a trip out to Fort McHenry, which is the fort that defended Baltimore during the War of 1812. And it's a very moving place to be. They really like that. And we also go to Arlington National Cemetery and watch a changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And most of the time we get to lay a wreath at the tomb. And so we pre-select 4 veterans, but we don't tell them that they're going to do it because they get too nervous. So when they get off the bus, then they find out.
I bet that's a moving and a big deal for them when they do that.
It really
I mean,
is.
not just seeing it, but being able to, to go out there and lay a wreath at the tomb.
Yes, it is. It's
with all the pomp and circumstance and those guys, the guard and everything there. That's got to be a slick deal for them.
It is very slick.
And then, okay, so when you go now, you aren't the only group that is there at the time, right?
No, there are 130 hubs across the nation, including Alaska, and those are located in 44 states. Some of them have already taken World War II veterans, and that's all they wanted to do. They're done. But we are committed to going through the Vietnam War veterans.
Now, when you get there, you meet up, you were saying, with other states. Like Arizona, you know, you meet up with them a lot. And these guys get to, at the hotel, you know, they get to eat breakfast with other veterans from other states and that type of stuff and swap stories, right?
Right. Weekends are actually really busy. At the Baltimore BWI, I have to give credit to the volunteers at the airport. In the summertime, there could be 20 flights coming in a day. That day is Saturday. And they
of veterans?
Of honor flights.
20 in one day. Wow.
Yes. And
I didn't realize that.
And they have a team there at the airport, all volunteers, and they could be there at 5 in the morning, you know, ready to greet a group of veterans and coordinate. Just get them through the airport quickly. We get a little special treatment, but
well, and well deserved.
Yes.
Well deserved. So, and you have a flight coming up. What, first part of September, in 2 or 3 weeks?
Yes.
Not that far away.
No.
And you have what you said, about 20 veterans that you're taking on that flight from Kansas, and now that's all of Kansas,
yes. Right? We have one guy from Lakin, and him and I are the only ones from Western Kansas this time. And we take a bus load, so that's 56 people. But this time we have a wheelchair-bound veteran, which we are capable of handling. We get a bus with a chairlift, and so that takes out a few seats. But we've had some pretty fragile fellas go, but we've always brought them home in great shape.
Well, that's the important part. That's the important part. Okay, so this trip coming up, I mean, is the vet from Lakin, which war is he going? Is he going to represent?
He is a Vietnam. I'm sorry,
Okay,
gosh, I should know.
No, that's okay. I'm thinking, you know, when you were saying the most of the World War II vets are 89 and older, and then that makes what, the Korean vets, between 84, 85, and 90 years old?
Well, I think 80 to 85. I think.
80 to 85? Wow. And then, of course, the Vietnam War, you're talking back into the 50s and up. So there's a lot of veterans out there.
There are a lot of veterans. I have to say, we've had several, for some reason this year, several World War II veterans pass away before they get on the trip.
Oh.
We have them, you know, lined out to come.
Yeah.
I had one in June, and he passed away like 3 days before we left.
Oh, wow.
And then this first trip in September, the guy passed away last week. So.
Oh, that's too bad. That's
yeah.
Close.
That's why we're trying to get them the World War II taken as soon as possible, because it happens.
Yeah, and the World War II memorial is not that old in Washington either, is it?
It was completed in 2004.
Yeah, so it hasn't been there a long time.
No, and this whole scheme got started because of one doctor in, they're going to shoot me, I don't know, it's Indiana or Ohio. It's Ohio.
In the Midwest.
Yes. He worked at a VA, and he asked one of his favorite guys if he was going to go see the memorial, and he said, well, I have no way of going. And this doctor had an airplane, and he had buddies that have airplanes, and they took a small group, flew them to Washington for the day to see the memorial, and brought them back.
That's cool.
It is very cool.
Yeah. All right. And if you want any more information, you can look this up, and we're going to tag it on our page too.
Okay.
www.honorflightkansas.org. Get on there. All this is by donation, right?
Yes.
All right. Rosemary, thanks a lot for coming by today. I appreciate it. This was cool.
Thank you for having me.
Ed, stick around. I'll be back with some sports right after this.
As the owner of a business, I'm responsible for all these kids. No, I can't make sure they get all the fruits and veggies they need, or that they have good table manners, or that they use their inside voices, but I can make sure they get the support they need by reporting all my new hires to the state of Kansas.
When you report new hires, you make sure non-custodial parents pay their child support so kids get what they need to succeed in life.
Join me in doing one simple thing to help kids.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 in 125 billion. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Hey, Simone Biles can wrap up her remarkable time in Rio with a 4th Olympic gold medal today. She takes on the floor exercise. She's already won the all-around. She got a bronze on, I don't know what she got a bronze in. Anyway, Usain Bolt, he's going to run the 200 finals tonight. He had a preliminary today, or a semifinal today. He cruised. The women's basketball team, they're going to play Japan tonight. This starts the knockout rounds. And you know what? The women have won 46 consecutive games of basketball in the Olympics. That's crazy. And the Royals, hey, they got a 2-game winning streak going. They beat Detroit yesterday 2-3 or 3-1. That's a good deal. They're back in Detroit again tonight. All right, let's take a look at the weather before we get out of here today. It's 86 degrees now, relative humidity 42%. Winds are still out of southwest 5. Barometric pressure is holding steady. Hey, look at that. You know what? On the 7-day, we got sunshine, sunshine, sunshine. Then there is a chance, 40% chance, Friday night of some precipitation into Saturday and Sunday, warming up again on Monday. Well, make it a good Tuesday, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Keep up to date with the latest information from TV23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV. When you do business with United Wireless, you're doing business with people living and working right here in Southwest Kansas, not someone halfway across the world. We're proud of the fact that every day we serve our friends and neighbors, our healthcare providers and hairdressers, technicians, farmers, and local retailers. You are the people who make Southwest Kansas great, and for all you do, we believe you should be treated with the utmost respect. We are United Wireless, and we are Southwest Kansas proud.
Hi, Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs weekdays at noon right here on TV23. We talk about news, we talk about sports, we talk about weather, we're even going to talk entertainment. We'll have live guests right here on set with me. So, every day at noon, tune in, High Plains Today. We'll see you then.
Weekdays here on TV23.
Lead paint poisoning affects 1 million children today. If you're pregnant or have young children and your home was built before 1978, you could be at risk. Learn how to protect your family. To find your home's danger zones, the health effects, or just to find help, log on to leadfreekids.org.